So it just seems a bit more coherent. The original video I made for this fourth vlog here was just me basically recording raw with no edits, no voiceover, no nothing, and it was just me rambling. So in terms of the other footage, it's when I got a work in progress version of the exterior put into game. So when it comes to you seeing that footage, it's a bit out of sync and out of date based on when I actually recorded the original. The original was recorded on the 24th? Really? And then the new stuff, well, it doesn't have a date on it, so I don't know. It was a couple, well, it was technically yesterday. So, oh no, okay, that would actually add up then. Okay, so yeah, I got the test build work in progress version of the exterior yesterday on the 26th, and the original recording here was the 24th, so a bit of a, there's a few days between them. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. The rest is me just kind of talking about the overall plans and scope and the actual layout. Naturally, it's a little bit out of date based on my plans now, because I don't even think quite... No, by the 24th, yeah, I was pretty much set on going down this route of getting this exterior, so yeah, the rest is just kind of me rambling. Of course, I'll try and cut it down and make it more tolerable. And as I say at the end, if you've got any mental damage from watching this long arse video, therapy's on me, because yeah, I just don't blame you if this has hurt your soul. Yeah, therapy's on me. Yep, hopefully it's working. Right, bit of an unscheduled vlog, probably sooner than some of you might have expected, if any expectations were even in the picture. Anyway, right, so nothing new here, default exterior, yada yada yada. Anyway, let's get into this. Right, here we go. So I've been working on something. This layout might look a little familiar. That's because I am basically moving away from somebody else's mod as a dependency. That's the overall goal.
I just plain don't like you.
Don't want any association, so I've been pushed to scavenge for a new exterior for one, because I didn't need to be fair, I'll admit now, because I've realised that this exterior, which is the legacy default, or one of the default exteriors that come with the base TARDIS add-on, I'm pretty sure. Let me see actually, hold up. Does it come with it? If I look in the base models here, yeah, exterior, and yeah, it comes with the base, I think I went with this one, yeah. If I wanted to do a little bit less pain, and honestly I'm putting a bit of money into this now, unfortunately, maybe more fortunate actually, because it means that these are getting more of something new out of me than just a really cobbled together shitty interior that potentially is going to be feature rich. That's the plan. But yeah, I'm honestly now just realizing that this is actually quite a good base exterior that could have just worked, and I could have recreated what I'm about to show you. There might be something new in here compared to last time, but yeah, here we go. Is there anything new since last video? Light shaft, that's same. That's the same. Oh yes, okay, I guess, ooh, the lighting is different. So this will be the base lighting when the interior is remade, basically. Yes, so this is the interior lighting at the moment. And actually, since I'm going to have more control of the actual interior scale or size, because I'm going to have to line up the walls with this flooring, which is the exact identical flooring, literally just copied out of this, put into a separate mod basically, like a separate little new foundational folder mod thing, because like as you can see now, I can spawn it normally. And I'm pretty sure the coordinates, if I've got it worked out right, the coordinates for this floor are basically where they would have been inside the memory TARDIS originally. But obviously they don't line up with the door, because the door and the overall interior here, which is the default interior, have been stripped of everything basically. But yeah, that gives you the general idea. Let me make sure that I have not got this in deletion. That can get deleted, and then let me make sure this TARDIS is not in deletion either, because I like to Z a lot, just to make sure I've not got any crap. Oh, there's that though. I guess it lets you see the kind of process. I do things a lot of the manual kind of arduous things within the actual base game and its moving functions. Like, I'm very old school and very manual about it. I'm even using the bloody fizz gun, which is the most inaccurate thing when you're trying to be precise, so I'm eyeballing it like nobody's business. Obviously this is not the actual exterior, it's not been ported into the game yet, that's beyond my expertise, but it's getting done basically, and that will probably be the next thing I show in the next vlog actually.
Yeah, I can't bullshit on it.
Ported in and let you just have a good look at it, and it will also be the first thing I upload. I'll upload the exterior as a separate extension basically. But this is kind of the general idea. I'm basically going to just replicate this Edge of Time interior type of layout, and the whole concept of, like, you know, you're not just walking in and then it's just the doors at the wall. I'm going to copy this because the exterior is dimensionally very, very close to 1-to-1 scale with this. There's maybe like here and there dimensions, like at least within units of Gmod, source units from what I've found out. It's probably got like maybe 3 to 4% difference in size based on just basic eyeballing, because obviously the model isn't made for source or Gmod for that matter. So, you know, I'm only guesstimating based on the information that's posted on the sketch fab page, and then I'm kind of just trying to convert that into what would be the equivalent of source units basically, and based on what I was able to calculate, it is very, very close, because it is an amalgamation. The exterior is a mix of Hartnell's, David Tennant's, Matt Smith's, and John Hurt's box. So it makes sense why this would be so close, because it does use a lot of this box actually, like dimensional wise. It uses the depth of the panels here, and it uses the same kind of thickness of the pillars here. So yeah, that's basically the plan. So it also means that these are actually going to have a bit of a bigger interior by the end of it too. and basically the walls will start here, and it'll basically line up with this corner, the walls, and I think I'll keep the height probably the same height as this corner here. I don't know if that'd be too claustrophobic. It also depends on the tallness. I think the box on Sketchfab is a little bit shorter because it is a little bit more of a fatty. Like some of the classic ones, they didn't really have much height, they were a bit more fat, I guess you could say. This one's definitely a lot taller compared to the one on Sketchfab, that's for sure. Like, that's easy to distinguish. It's definitely a bit more fat. It's a bit more girthy, thick, compared to the more slender 2010 version or exterior here. But yeah, that's the plan. And then also, since the way these floor models work and how big they are, they don't actually align with the floor, and that means there's a little bit of give in terms of space. So this wall here can be maybe a little bit bigger, or maybe I'll keep it the same. Well, no, I can't do that, because then how the hell am I meant to make this bigger? There's a potential I could even maybe give this base box a bit more shape too, but I'm not going to stress myself out about that too much. That's the whole point of these pillars, just to give it a bit more depth, but not go too crazy, because I'm not a modeler, I'm not anyone special in terms of like actual professionalism or actual skill basically in any of this. Like, none of these models are mine, they're literally just from a basic Fallout pack of ported assets from a Fallout game. I think it's mainly Fallout 3 most of these assets are from. Of course, none of these extra bits from the original interior will be here, and obviously the sounds that are here are definitely not staying either. Quite frankly, I can't say that the what is this one called? It's not the Copper, it's the Toyota, apparently. Yeah, I don't quite get the naming sometimes. The Copper's obvious because like it's got literal copper, but Toyota? Not sure. I don't know how it resembles a car.
What is this dealer? Taking a piss, I've been standing here for 30 minutes. Why is this dealer? Taking a piss, I've been standing here. I need my things. I'm outside Petrol Home trying to find my dealer. He's in a Vauxhall Zafira, custom rims and a half-a-litre engine, but I just keep forgetting. I kinda wanna bell him, but I've already belled him. He gets annoyed with how much I bell him. I just wanna tell him, what is the ETA? I've been here pretending to be on my phone. I got zero data, I'm scrolling notes. Pets are home, but they don't let pets in. I spent 50.
The room is weirdly starting to fill out now, especially since I've started testing the layout of where the console's going to be. Actually, that's another thing. As I said, there's new lighting. I changed this to a more orange, and overall trying to give some essence of how the memory TARDIS looked, because there's a lot of orangey, cozy warmth, and then there's some colder lighting to kind of distinguish it and break it up a bit, so it's not just like a big orange light. But as you can see here, there's like a kind of blue hue. That's to distinguish the fact that most of the power is routing to this corner where all the controls are, because quite frankly I've not got the units or the bigger scope of the interior to have like it be like the actual layout of the memory TARDIS, where you know you've got 2 units on each side kind of thing stacked on each other, and then you've got like so many controls. No thank you. Just no thank you. Somebody else can deal with that. So mine is going to be like a retro diner, and quite frankly it's already got that theme just based on this bloody floor, unintentionally. But yeah, you walk in, you come round this way, and the units will be here. I would show you, but then that means I need to leave the game, and yeah, I just don't want to deal with that.
Where's this guy, man? Let's get to it. Like, what the fuck is he doing? I see him speeding, driving faster, but taking cars like Max did Lewis. Should I mention dangerous driving? I think I'll just remind him. He almost killed the guy behind him, but he sells things that I need buying. He says,
before I do that, oh god, this video's getting so long, it's making me anxious. I hate this shit. Just want to show this off real quick. That's just getting slapped over and made sure it's aligning properly in the new layout over there kind of thing. But as you can see, it's kind of like in a more breathing backup power kind of mode now. So it's not completely just black now, as it is for the rest of it, more or less, apart from the plasma and little light here kind of thing. But aye, you can expect that sort of dynamic lighting effects and stuff. So that is still like the main focus and the main inspiration is still the memory TARDIS and its features and undisclosed features, so I'm really kind of just pulling stuff out my ass at this rate. Trying to make it seem more like a memory TARDIS, where it's literal more memory something, I don't know.
I need my things. What is this dealer? Taking a piss, I've been standing here for 30 minutes. Why is this dealer? Taking a piss, I've been standing here. I need my things.
Also, the model will not be this bright. That's the one issue with like using other people's like assets or other game assets more precisely. Everything's got its own kind of distinct thing. This is very bright and silver because it's an alien ship part. Everything else in here is kind of grungy and old because it's from the wasteland basically, so it makes sense. But luckily enough, there's an option to go into the Lua and actually set its color values, so it means I can actually darken it to at least a level of maybe how dark these walls are or something. It'll still have the green and blue kind of textures, but it will make the silveriness much darker. Maybe it can be like a brown tone, like a very subtle brown tone, to kind of just darken it and make it look a bit more rustic. That's the general plan. But yeah, that's the general layout. And then again, you'll have your unit here, and then your unit up there that will control your power and your shaft control. Jesus Christ, dirty pig. Get your mind out the gutter. I hate how long this video is. But yeah, at the moment I'm just basically testing how this will be. Not bad so far, it's looking promising. But yeah, it's a little bit too far to the left, but it needs to be just more centered with the floor. And this bloody box. Jesus Christ, this could be a long video, I'm so sorry. Therapy's on me for how long this video is, if I've caused any trauma. Therapy's on me. Right, goodbye. And yeah, hopefully you're excited for this. And I hope that box is enticing enough to at least keep you interested going forward.